told you, you never have to worry about falling off track again. Now, let me explain first before you call BS on this. Things like birthdays, date nights, holidays, you name it. They're all a part of life. But imagine if you incorporated them into your plan rather than letting them catch you off guard. So if you did that, you would never really fall off track because, like I said, they would already be in your plan. It's not so much the holidays that are the problem or the special occasions that are the problem. It's the fact that most times people treat every day like it's a holiday and they just eat whatever the frick they want. And so that's what the problem is. So today in this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how you can incorporate these days into your life so that when you're trying to lose weight, it's part of your strategy and it's not something that just catches you off guard. Now, these strategies are something that I always teach to my clients because it makes it easier for them to stay on track when you're not depriving yourself of these special occasions. You're not creating fear around these special occasions. You're not rejecting social situations. Like, life still goes on. And so if you are able to go into a diet and losing weight and have a strategy that includes real life scenarios into it, that's going to be a plan that you can stick to versus like doing a complete 180 on your life and saying, okay, so you went from doing absolutely nothing, like you weren't working out, you weren't eating clean, you weren't doing any of these things. And now I'm going to tell you the only thing you can eat is chicken, broccoli, tilapia, and you can have a cup of berries. And like, these are like the worst, some of the worst diets I've ever seen. Don't get me started about those like Weight Watchers and Optavia and all that stuff, because I really don't think that those are strategies that are conducive either. Like, these are not going to be things that you can uphold in the long run, which is why people keep signing up. They're like, yeah, well, I signed up once, and you know, they keep signing up over and over again for the same things that aren't working. And so it's not so much that you can't lose the weight or that you're not disciplined enough. It's more that the strategy that you've been given, it just sucks. When I'm working with my clients, I have them do this thing called calorie cycling. So I set them up with their calories. There is a weekly goal target, and those are going to be your like weekly average calories. And then they're going to have some lower calorie days and then some really high calorie days. And that could look something like, you know, you're eating 2,300 2 times a week, and then you're eating like 1,700 the other 5 days out of the week. And that will give you a weekly average, and that weekly average should match up to whatever your total is. And obviously those numbers can be manipulated. When it comes to specific events that are in your life, you can easily make those high calorie days planned around those events that you have going on. So for myself, I'm going to use myself as an example because I'm also on my own weight loss journey. I have about 30 pounds to lose. This was, you know, as a result of having to spend an entire year off, you know, working on my hormone health, my SIBO, candida. I had a lot of health issues. If you want to check that out, I have like go to my videos and then check that out there. But I do have some updates on that there. But otherwise, to get us back on track here, I have some weight to lose, and so I'm following my own program. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm a nutrition coach and a holistic nutritionist. So what better way to do it than to follow my own strategy myself? Last week, I had a girls' night and I also got my period. And we all know that as a woman, it is like you're overcome with cravings, and it's just like, I want all the chocolate, I want chips, I want this, I want that, I want to cuddle, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to work out, and like all of that stuff. So I know I'm not the only one that's like that. My cravings and stuff have gotten a whole lot better since I've been like focusing on my hormone health. Nonetheless, I was still craving chocolate and chips. So what I did was I moved my calories. So I had lower calories throughout the week. And then usually I save my higher calorie days for Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday I kind of like get back on track and I eat low calorie again. And so at the beginning of the week, I had about like 1,600. And then, you know, like I start like tapering it down more if I can. It really depends on like how hungry I am. Like I will never starve myself. but I really wanted to make sure that I could save enough calories so that I could do my girls' night on Friday and then whatever the heck else I wanted to do on Saturday. And so that's exactly what I did. So Friday night, I had about 2,300 calories saved throughout the week. And the way that I figure this out is because I have a spreadsheet and I basically take the average calories throughout the week and I see where I'm at. So if I have like 5 days, accumulated in there, I'm gonna add up all my calories for those 5 days. You can easily do this in like a spreadsheet or something else to track like that. There are also apps like the Carbon app by Layne Norton, and it allows you to move your calories around so that you can have higher and lower calorie days, like however you want to do that. And I'm a huge fan of doing that. I strongly believe in calorie cycling for so many reasons, but this allowed me to have tacos with my girls on Friday night. We were drinking wine. We were having like charcuterie boards with our cheese and crackers and, the cured meats and all of that stuff. And I did not feel like I was like holding myself back at all. In fact, like even with having over 2,000 calories like flexible, I didn't eat as much as I thought I was going to. And then so Friday was the day that I actually got my period. And then Saturday, I was just like day 1 and day 2 for me are always horrible. I'm like, I just want to curl into a ball and I don't want to do anything. And well, life goes on, you still have to do things. But then I was actually filming a reel and it was like, point of view, like when you get your period and you like the cravings hit, and I had a bag of chips and one of those like massive Toblerone bars. So I go and I'm like filming the reel and I throw them on the couch and I'm like, you know what? Those actually look really good right now. So I had like 2,300 calories to play with. And so I actually ate like the whole freaking bag of chips. And I ate like a piece of the massive Toblerone bar, which is like 260 calories per piece. Well, your girl ate 2. So I had like 1,000 calories in one sitting, and I still managed to hit my protein and my fiber for that day because I planned things out. Not even right. I still kind of winged it, but because I had so many calories like available to me, it just worked out. And so I was a big fan of that. And so part of what I do to make sure that I'm still on track with things is I weigh myself. And the scale doesn't tell you everything. Like when you are getting your menstrual cycle, you will find that your weight will go up. And that's because, you have that bloating, you're cramped, you're like holding on to more water, just inflamed overall. And like, you just don't feel sexy. And anyways, I knew that my weight was going to go up, or at least that's what I thought anyways. Then when I stepped on the scale, it actually was like at still like my lowest weight. So I was like, okay, now I know that this week I should have been less weight on the scale because I was getting my period, that is what kept my weight kind of stagnant, not really moving. So all that to say, when you have those high calorie days and low calorie days throughout the week, it's so much easier to plan for these events. I have a baptism that's going to be coming up. My sister's birthday is next week. There are so many things that I have coming up where I know exactly how to plan these days accordingly. And that's easy because you have something to look forward to on those days where you can be a little bit more flexible with your eating and all of that. But no matter if I'm on a high or a low calorie day, I think it's always beneficial to include some sort of snack into your day every single day, because when you do that, that's going to keep you from feeling like you're fighting off those cravings that you would normally get. And as long as you're within your calorie range, you're hitting your protein, you're hitting your fiber, it's like those make up the bulk of your calories. And so in terms of fats and carbs, I personally am not hyper focused on those. I don't really care where they land as long as I have enough fiber and protein. So when it comes to adding in a snack in there, if you have a snack that's like 170 calories, 300 calories, whatever, that's only like 10% of my 10 to 20% of like my caloric intake. And so when you follow that 80-20 rule or 90-10 rule, it really doesn't make such a huge difference as long as the majority of the food that you eat is coming from those good like nutritious sources of food, which are usually in the form of whole foods. And so that's where you're also going to get the most bang for your buck, is by eating those healthy foods, because you can eat more volume eating a bowl of vegetables versus eating like a bowl of rice or bread, for example. So if you want to know exactly how you can do this too, then head over to my Facebook page below in the description, and I show examples on how I do this on a regular basis. I also have other free stuff in there like workouts and, you know, tons of things like that. So I would love for you to join. And of course, if you are looking for direction and you're interested in getting some one-on-one coaching, I do have my email address below. You can send me an email or shoot me a message, and I am happy to chat with you about that. So that is it for now. Make sure that you're eating a snack every day, because that is the true way to get to food freedom.